Hi YouTube. Every once in a while in making our videos, our viewers will pick out a detail or something that we didn't notice or maybe wouldn't even have thought was such a big deal. This Christmas, you all noticed something and we got a lot of comments about it. Take a look at this clip and you'll see what I mean.
Present, we got him, okay? Daniel, you get Daddy Bryan's present. You give him one, let Selena give him one, okay?
Okay, I'm going to find mine.
Where is the present
Oh, this is for you, Selena. This is from you.
Yeah, that's from you for Daddy Bryan. Okay, Daddy Bryan, don't worry about the messy. We'll clean it up in a few minutes.
A pink bow for a boy?
Yeah, well, you know Daddy Bryan likes pink. Come on.
But it's next to it.
Huh? Daddy Bryan, don't you love pink? Huh? You love pink. Thank you, sweetie.
So this is Selena's room, YouTube. It's pink and purple from top to bottom. It's like being inside a giant birthday cake. Selena chose most of the elements in this room. She picked the color on the wall. She picked the carpets. All those stuffed animals lovingly set up. Her dolls all meticulously dressed. All these things are an expression of who Selena is as a person. She's very pink, she's very girly, she's very princess. And this is Daniel's room. It's blue and silver. He picked both of those colors. He picked the carpet, and it's boys' toys from head to toe. His favorites, G.I. Joe. You'll notice there's not a lot of sports in this room because Daniel's not a sportsy guy, but his Wii and television is a prominent feature in the room because he is a huge video game kid. It's very boy. You won't find a lot of girly elements in this room, and that's part of who Daniel is too. Now, I have a couple clips I want to show you because as a blogger, I run across some very incredible stories, and 3 really awesome stories we came with kids who don't necessarily fit into the gender rules. We'd like to show you right now, starting with Dyson Davis.
As a parent, how do you react, how should you react when your child's interests and behaviors fall outside of what many consider to be the norm? That was the question that Cheryl Davis wrestled with when her son Dyson showed a preference for girls' clothing and enjoyed dressing up like a princess. Look, he is adorable. To find acceptance for her son's interests and to help others accept kids like Dyson, Cheryl wrote a children's book called My Princess Boy, which is now being used as an anti-bullying tool in her son's elementary school, and it is a great book. So what can other parents learn from the Davis family, and what does it mean for parents of girls who are tomboys or boys who are princess boys? Please.
So Dyson's story is pretty amazing because his mom actually wrote a book called My Princess Boy to help other kindergarten-age kids understand who her son was and hopefully help him have an easier time in school. Now, Cheryl got a very bad time because people are accusing her of marketing her son and of encouraging him to do the things that he's doing. But moving on to another important story was mommy bloggers were really big this year, and there was one called Nerdy Applebottom. Her name was Sarah, and she blogged about her son's costume choice when he chose to be Daphne from Scooby-Doo. And the other moms gave her a pretty hard time about that too.
When a 5-year-old boy wanted to dress as Daphne from Scooby-Doo for Halloween, his mother had no problem with it. But it seems other parents at the child's preschool did. And when he showed up wearing the costume, they confronted her about her decision to allow him to dress up as a girl. In response, the mom lashed out on a blog that has since gone viral.
Okay, YouTube, and my favorite mommy blogger story of the year comes from Sarah Goldman, who blogged about her daughter Katie, who's become known as Katie the Star Wars girl. And Katie's my favorite because she loves all things Star Wars. I'll let them take it away.
Well, may the force be with Katie.
That's right. As more and more reports of cyberbullying surface, a young Star Wars fan is getting a boost of confidence from the internet, and our Marcus Lashak explains.
Star Wars is awesome. It's totally awesome.
Carrie Goldman is a blogger on ChicagoNow.com, author of Portrait of an Adoption. She writes about life with her 7-year-old adopted daughter, Katie, who happens to have one special obsession.
She gets it from Dad. He's definitely a Star Wars guy.
What do you like about...
Okay, so there are some commonalities between all 3 of these kids, and that's that all 3 of them express outside what people consider gender norms. And all three kids have come under heat in one way or another. And in talking about this video, people talk a lot about bullying and how other kids treat the kids. And one thing Jay and I really have discussed is that if you're really going to be a tomboy, if you're going to be a boy who likes to dress up in dresses, you're going to be that way no matter what. Selena's going to be who she is no matter what the kids at school say or how many other girls carry Hello Kitty backpacks. Kids are going to be who they are. What really makes these stories unique are the parents who supported their kids in their choices. Rather than squashing who their kids were, even though they struggled with it, like Cheryl Kilo Davis, ultimately she came to her own peace and was able to write a book about this. All three of these kids had really awesome parents who backed up their kids' choices and hopefully helped make them into stronger adults one day. You know, in the end, it's always a parent's job to help their kids grow up to be the best adults that they can be. Sometimes that means correcting behaviors that are going to take them down a really hard path in life. And a lot of times it means letting them be who they are even when it makes us uncomfortable as parents. Selena, from the very first day that we brought her home, has always been a very girly girl. She was walking in high heels before she wore regular shoes. She'd hop in a pair of high heels and clomp around the house, even though those little Cinderella high heels you get at the toy store were a billion times too big for her. Daniel's always been about video games and boy stuff. We've never prevented them or said, no, you can't cross-play into other stuff. You know, if Daniel wants to go in Selena's room and play with the dolls, I don't care one way or the other. Selena, when she touches anything Star Wars, I giggle with glee. Whatever their choices are going to be in life, we support them. What we see in that video was not us going, here Selena, you have the pink bow, or Daniel gets the blue one. What you're seeing is really all Selena coming out. And whatever Selena and Daniel choose to be, we're going to support that 100%. And when it comes down to kids and who they are and being happy, I think Dyson's brother says it best, and I'll let him take it.
Halloween, my mom was kind of getting a little bit scared that people would laugh at Dyson for Halloween when he wanted to be a princess. Was I was picking out a Ninja Turtle costume while Dyson was begging my mom to be a Cinderella for Halloween, and what he called Dad to warn and saying like, what should I do? What's happening? And I just I stood up and said, Mom, just let him be happy. Because he's my little brother and I want him to be happy. And if he's happy, I'm happy. And so is my mom and dad.